Digestion is the process of breaking down the food into the nutrients in preparation for the absorption. The digestive process will first occur in the mouth. The food is placed into the cavity, chewing by the teeth, and mixing by the tongue, and moistened by the saliva. In this stage, the enzyme, mostly for the salivary amylase, will be secreted to break down the starch. Then the food will be transported to the pharynx. In the pharynx, the food will compact by the tongue into a bolus. The pharynx is a short tube that shared by the both of the digestive system and the respiratory system. Then the food will be transported to the esophagus. In the esophagus, the food will be squeezed through the pharynx by the peristaltic contraction. From the pharynx to the stomach, they will be 4 to 8 seconds for a solid food and 1 to 2 seconds for a fluid. Then the food will be transported to the stomach. In the stomach, the HCl, the proteins, lipase, and the gastrin will be secreted for the breakdown of food. There will be a few fat-soluble substances absorbed in the stomach. Then the food will be transported to the small intestine. The fermentation process will be occur to mix the food with the digestive juice. Then the digestive enzyme will be digest all classes of the food. The product of digestion are almost absorbed by the active transport and the passive mechanism. In the large intestine, the feces will be transported toward the rectum. The nutrient digestion will already complete in this stage, but only for a small amount of the digestion of food residue will be digested by the enteric bacteria. Most of the remaining water, electrolyte, and vitamin produced by the bacteria in the large intestine. Lastly, the feces will be eliminated from the body. Sun.
The secretion of digestion. The secretion of digestion involves in 4 places. Salivary gland, which is secrete the saliva. Gastric gland, secrete the gastric juice. The global cell of the stomach wall secrete mucus to protect the wall of the stomach from the high acidity level. In pancreas, it secretes pancreatic juice, which contains intestinal enzyme. Liver secretes bile, which is stored in the gallbladder and released into the small intestine and acts as an emulsifier for fat. The muscular action of digestion. Peristalsis is the process that pushes the digestive content along the intestine. The process involves 2 muscles, which is circular muscle and longitudinal muscle. The inner circular muscle contracts and tightening the tube, therefore push the food forward in the intestine. When the circular muscle relaxes, the longitudinal muscle contracts and the intestinal tube is loose. The process of circular and longitudinal muscle tighten and relax will cause the chyme to move ahead in the intestine. The stomach action involves circular, longitudinal, and diagonal muscle. The segmentation is the process which the contraction by circular muscle then contract and squeeze content to promote mixing with digestive juice. Absorption. Energy yielding nutrients are examples for absorption. Nutrients can be absorbed through simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, or active transport. Prepare nutrients for transport. Water-soluble nutrient and small product of fat digestion are released to the bloodstream. Fat-soluble vitamin and large fat form chylomicrons and are.
There are few ways of absorption. Nutrient can be absorbed through simple diffusion, facilitated diffusion, or active transport. Some nutrients such as water and small lipids are absorbed by simple diffusion. They are crossed into intestine cell freely. Some nutrients such as water-soluble vitamins are absorbed by facilitated diffusion. They need a specific carrier to transport them from one side of cell membrane to another side. Facilitated diffusion occurs when a carrier changes the cell membrane in such a way that the nutrient can pass through. Then some nutrients such as glucose and amino acid are absorbed actively. Glucose and amino acid move against a concentration gradient, which requires energy. Approximately 99% carbohydrate, 92% protein, and 95% fat we are consumed are digested and absorbed. Humans have no enzyme to break down fiber. Some fiber is digested in large intestine by bacteria.
The mouth responsible for chewing, swallowing, digestion. The digestion of carbohydrates start with the salivary amylase. For the fiber, such as the sesame seeds is chewing by teeth, then it will expose the nutrients inside. Next is the stomach, responsible for collecting, churning, and digestion. Digestion of carbo will stop by the gastric juice produced by the stomach, whereas the digestion of protein starts with enzyme protease. For the fat, it will separate from the watery mixture. Small intestine, responsible for digesting and absorbing. The digestion of starch will start again when the pancreas secretes pancreatic enzyme, so the starch will continue break down into small fragments. And the digestion of fat begins in small intestine. It is emulsified by the bowel. The digestion of protein will continue. In the small intestine, all the nutrients are absorbed through the intestinal cell, then into the wing. Next is large intestine. It is responsible for reabsorbing and eliminating. Water, fluids, and some minerals are absorbed. Some fibers are partly digested by the bacteria in large intestine, but most fiber just pass through. Homeostasis, including hormonal and nervous control system, is important for functioning of digestive and absorptive system. Hormones act as a messenger which send message and triggers the enzyme or secretion. Example of hormones are gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin. Flora and microflora are non-disease causing bacteria. Probiotics are beneficial bacteria in GI tract, and they use prebiotics as their food. The digestive system at its best when a healthy and balanced diet are taken. There are some digestive problems. The first problem is choking. Choking means the food is lodged in the trachea. This will cut off your breathing and the larynx can't make any sound. This is because the epiglottis accidentally open and the food blocks the passage of air. If someone is choking, you can stand behind the person
You wrap your arm around him below the ribcage, then you hold your fist with another hand. Give him a sudden, strong hug inwards and upwards. If there's no one helps you, then quickly press your upper abdomen at any firm surface such as the back of chair or tables. The next problem is vomiting. Vomiting means the content of the stomach are propelled up through esophagus and expelled out. This will cause a risk of dehydration. Self-induced vomiting is dangerous. Next problem is diarrhea. Diarrhea means you will produce watery feces frequently. This may be caused by the infection of bacteria, side effects of medication, or disorder of GI tract. Diarrhea will deplete your body fluids and nutrients and causing malnutrition.
There are a lot of digestive problems include constipation, belching and gas, heartburn and acid indigestion, ulcers, irritable bowel syndrome, and also lactose maldigestion. Constipation is the hemorrhoids. Diverticulosis is a condition in which the intestinal wall weakens and bulges. How about belching and gas? Belching and gas is the result of air swallowing or heartburn. It may cause from eat or drink too fast. And heartburn and also acid indigestion is the excessive production of stomach acid. It may also cause from stress, anxiety, and frequent use of aspirin. Besides fatty food, coffee, alcohol, citrus food are also involved in this digestive problem. Other than that, ulcers develop when protective barrier lining stomach and duodenum is damaged. Stomach acid and digestive enzyme erode lining of the stomach and duodenum and cause an ulcer. And what is irritable bowel syndrome? It is the gas production, bloat, diarrhea, and constipation. These are the common features of IBS. Mild IBS treated with low-fat and high-fiber diet. And at last, lactose maldigestion caused by genetically determined low production of enzyme that digest lactose. People lacking this enzyme have free lactose in their large intestine after consuming milk containing lactose.